So, hi, it's Beanie Dawkins. We're back with Tell Me About It, and we're at the woodworking shop of John Dillon. We're at Pisgah Forest.
Pisgah Forest, North Carolina.
Okay. So, John,
yes,
we're in your wood shop, and you've been telling me all this great stuff. So, we're going to go back over it again for everybody else, okay?
Okay.
So, how long have you been doing woodworking?
37 years.
That's better than the 7-year answer.
Yeah, that's right. Well, 7 years in this location.
7 years in this location?
There. That'll qualify that.
And so, you were telling me you get the wood for free?
Yes. Yeah.
How's that work?
Well, we have hooked up with some arborists in the area, some landscape people, and just some local farmers. And from time to time, they get truckloads of lumber, and we either go get it or they bring it here, and they drop it off to us. And what that does is keeps them from filling in the landfills, keeps them from paying that charge, plus the gas to go get there, you go dump it, come back, and they bring it here, and we process it into either firewood or lumber, depending on the look of the log.
Yeah. Now we're going to step out there in a minute and take a look. You
Sure.
got some huge spruce and poplar, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you were showing me some maple.
Yeah.
Right here.
Yeah,
Let's
there's
get that
some
on the screen.
beautiful.
Let's see if we can get in on that.
That's some spalted maple.
Spalted maple.
Yes.
That's beautiful. That pattern. When you put some finish on it, it's going to be gorgeous.
It just really.
Okay. Can you get it? Okay. And so you take. I like the idea that the wood sort of tells you what it's going to be.
Yes. Yeah. Some logs are. They don't have a lot of character to them, and they're too small for lumber, so they just get diced up for firewood, which we put through a heater system here that we have to heat our shop.
I want to walk over and look at that heater.
Yeah,
and
okay.
And you're heating this large shop, and you're heating your house, and you're heating water. And
yeah, the heater system that we have heats this barn in the winter, heats our house, also lends us all the hot water for bathing, showering, dishwashing, clothes washing.
And you can't get a whole lot more environmentally sound than that.
It works out well. It's a win-win deal all the way around.
Okay, John, so we're outside your shop now.
Yeah.
And we got this wood was somebody just gave you this wood?
Yeah, a local farmer that I know called me up the other day and said, John, I've got to take these down. They're around my house, and they were older trees, and he was afraid they were going to end up in his roof. So he took them down, and he called me up and said, hey, come over and pick these up. So I've got a little flatbed truck, and he had a tractor. He loaded them on. I brought them over here, unloaded them with my tractor, and they'll sit here till we collect a few more of them, and we'll saw these into lumber form, and then the drops off the outside pieces, that'll end up being firewood.
Oh, that's great. Do you sell the lumber yourself, or?
We sticker it and air dry it.
So you air dry it?
Yeah, we air dry it. Usually it takes a year per inch to air dry lumber.
Right.
There's some right here behind us that's been drying for quite some time. It's about ready to use now. Okay. And we use the lumber that we don't sell much of this. We use it ourselves.
Oh, you do?
In furniture products
that
we produce.
Outstanding.
Yeah.
Okay. It's an amazing process, and most of this is spruce and
yeah, we have some spruce right here. There's some big pine logs back of us, and some smaller poplar logs there. But we get all different kinds of hardwoods and softwoods.
Okay, great. Let's take a look at that heater. Hey, John, we got some more wood over here on the way to the heater. Tell me about this.
Yeah, Benny, this is all this stack you see here is white oak. And this was given to us by some good friends of ours uptown in Brevard. They live on the edge of a, what do you call it, just a big cliff that drops off to the French Broad River. Well, a few years back, we were experiencing a drought situation. Right. And these trees, they were huge, mature white oaks. But the arborists that took these down said they just died because of lack of water.
Drought got them.
Yeah, and so the arborist, John Wayne Hardison, took them down, and the people that owned them said, come get them. So we did that, had them milled into this 2.5-inch thick material.
Wow.
And that will make, that will turn those into some really nice slab tables.
Oh, that's going to be beautiful.
Yeah. We've got one on the back porch, matter of fact. You might want to
I want to get a picture
take
of
a
that.
photograph
We'll
of that
take a
later.
picture of that, and we'll show that on the camera.
There you
okay,
go.
John, thanks. Let's go. Let's see this heater. Okay, John, now we're back at your heater you were telling us about.
Yes.
Show it to us and tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, Benny, this is this particular model is a central boiler. That's the brand name. There's quite a few of these types of heaters on the market, but I chose this central boiler after researching some of the different aspects of it. And they all function with the same principles. However, they're manufactured differently, and the reason I picked this particular one was because of the insulative qualities of this particular unit. Now I'll open this up and show you what I'm talking about here.
Wow.
This is a foam insulation, and versus like fiberglass insulation that some models use, some manufacturers use. If this were to get wet, being out in the weather, it would greatly reduce the insulative qualities of this heating system. Consequently, you would use up lots more wood to generate the same amount of BTUs that this one would.
That's much nicer.
But, yeah, this one has really great insulative qualities. And this is the heater, or the pump.
That little pump.
Yeah, this little pump runs the whole system.
Wow.
And it is a 1.4 amp pump. So it's we don't even see any jump in cost when you run one of these. And this runs 24/7 all year round.
That's amazing. All year round? All
year round. The only time it shuts off is when we clean the system out.
Okay.
And it just works great. We've had the only problem we've ever had with this, Benny, is operator error.
I know how that can be.
When it goes up to 185, the damper right here shuts off, snuffs the fire down, and so you're not burning wood all the time. When the temperature drops to 175, the damper opens up, kicks the fire back on, and so it keeps the water temperature in this whole system between 175 and 180 degree water temperature.
And that's all automatic. You're not having to change it.
No, it's all automatic. In the summer, it has a feature where you can change the temperatures, and in the summer when we're only using it for bathing, I do reduce that about 10 degrees because it's just way plenty of heat for bathing and dishwashing.
How do you feed it wood? I mean, is this hand tossed?
It's hand fed. Behind us here is our depleted from winter use firewood, and you just open this up, and unfortunately we don't have, because the damper's off, we have just this pile of smoke.
Right.
But you just feed it in there, close it up, and away it goes. In the winter time, I fuel it once at night, and then in the morning I recharge it, and it runs all day.
And all your wood's basically a byproduct of your business.
Yes, the scrap wood that comes out of our shop goes through here, creating BTUs, and the leftover product from sawing up the lumber, the logs for lumber, all that residue also gets dried and goes through our heater system here.
That's great. It's a really, really nice process you got. It's really self-contained and everything's there.
Yeah.
John, thanks for telling us all about it.
The reason we would want this tree is because it's just loaded with burls. And that's really great figured wood.
Well, you know, I just going to say, went to, I guess, a couple of craft shows with my wife recently, and you're seeing a lot of crafters working with burls and
Yes.
taking them and polishing them and buffing
Right.
them and
Oh.
slacking them and finishing them and all.
Yep.
You're selling the heck out of them. And
Sure.
At the Asheville, you get up on the Blue Ridge Parkway. I know if you stop in at the Arts and Crafts
Oh
Center.
yeah, the Arts and Crafts Center has a lot of that type of thing, and what those guys start out with is tree trunks and burls that look just like this material.
Absolutely.
To start with.
That's great. Thanks.
Yeah.
John, you're going to tell me about these crotches, you call them.
Yeah, Benny. Normally, tree trimmers would not cut a crotch like this. This happens to be a cherry tree limb, and we cut them such that you have an actual crotch. A lot of times they would cut this off and it would just be a straight piece. But we cut it this way because we end up using this as a table leg.
Oh, cool.
And so all of these crotches here, this one, they all get to end up being table legs. The smaller ones, we have a porch on up at the house where underneath there we have a whole bunch of smaller ones, and they end up being bench legs and things of that nature.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me ask you this while we're out here by the shop.
Yeah.
Somebody that's interested in having you make a piece of furniture from
Yeah.
you or buying some furniture from
Sure.
you, how can they get a hold of you?
Oh, give us a jingle.
Okay, what's the phone number?
Area code 828-877-5910.
Okay, and we're getting ready to show you some of the reasons why you're going to want to use that number. Okay, John.
Yes, Benny.
Well, we're back up on your deck, and we're looking at one of the most beautiful tables I've ever seen.
Oh,
That's
thank
gorgeous.
you.
It's
Thank
gorgeous.
you.
2.5-inch plank and what?
Yeah, this is 2.5-inch white oak, and this comes off of that property that I told you about earlier, where the trees just died for lack of water, and the arborist took this down, and we had a sawyer come by that has a portable bandsaw mill. He milled this into this thickness, and we let it dry a little bit, and then we ground it down from there with a sander, and assembled this table. It's got cherry limb crotches like we saw
There's the
out there
crotches
at the
like we saw.
back of the barn, and it just makes for a great table. It'll hold your house down in a heavy windstorm for sure.
I guarantee you, that's a heavy table. I wouldn't want to try to move it. I want to pick it up and try to let's slide it over here.
Right.
But how long is the table?
This is just about 12 feet long, just under 12 feet long, and guesstimates on the weight are anywhere from 800 to 1,200 pounds. I actually have to put it on a truck and go have it weighed on a scale to find out what it would cost as far as shipping goes to have the thing delivered. It may end up costing more to deliver it than the table costs.
Had to find somebody who's got a trailer.
Yeah, there you go.
That's got going somewhere in the right direction, so you can
Right.
work it in there.
Right.
But that's a gorgeous, gorgeous table. So, once again, give me that phone number for anybody that'd like to talk to you about making a table like
Oh
that.
yeah, this is area code 828-877-5910. That's J. Dillon Woodcrafters.
J. Dillon Woodcrafters. If you're looking for some gorgeous furniture and you want to know that it came from sustainable forestry and sustainable woodworking, give them a call. Thanks.